It's Willie D, y'all. Catch me on the AM Caffeine show. You dig? No more talk.
Get your morning started the right way with the AM Caffeine Morning Show.
AM Caffeine Show. AM Caffeine Show. It's your boy DOC. Damn, my mic is low. It's your boy DOC. Smooth D. And DJ Young Free, the official, unofficial DJ of the AM Caffeine Morning Show crew. No Portia Coleman. But, you know, Portia Coleman, my co-host, she doesn't usually stay around on Wednesdays, especially when we have legendary guests in the building. And today, man, let me tell you, it's no different. Rap royalty, dog.
Rap royalty.
So let's get into it. When you talk about influential rap groups, and you talk about groups that have paved the way and helped lay the foundation for rap music, there's no way that you can talk about groups and not mention the damn Ghetto Boys. Like this, you cannot talk about lyrical substance, talk about storytelling. You know, the type of music the Ghetto Boys did, like they gave you a visual. You could, as they rapped, you could visualize what they were saying. It was more than just braggadocious rhymes. It had substance, and it made you think. Mm-hmm. And it was like a movie when the Ghetto Boys did what they did. Well, today, let me tell you, dude, the one and only, gosh dang. And anytime, I was afraid of Willie D. Like, when Willie D stopped rapping, I'd be scared. Like, Willie D sounds mad as hell.
Yeah, man.
The one and only legendary Willie D in the damn building from the Ghetto Boys.
Appreciate you.
Willie D, what brings you to LA, man?
Man, just out here working, man. You know, I'm putting my hand in this little Hollywood thing. So I've been taking some meetings.
Right.
Yeah, you know, like one thing about it, you know, I'm moving around out here, but you know, like if it's such thing as, you know, being true to yourself and still being solid the way I've always been, just know that I ain't gonna be on no sucker shit.
Right.
You know?
You gonna let that be known now.
Let it be known.
Off the
and
top.
I think the people that taking my meetings, they already know
what that is.
And they respect that. And, you know, people that really know me, they know that I'm about business. Like, I've been a businessman for a very long time.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes people just get caught up in the music, and they think that I'm one-dimensional.
Right.
And so, you know, they a lot of times people are afraid of me, like, you know, right. Just like listen to me. Oh shit, I don't want nothing to do with that guy.
I don't want no problems.
But they don't understand, man. I'm a family man. You know, I'm really deeply rooted in the community. I speak at prisons, universities, alternative schools, detention centers that many seasoned orators will not go to.
Right.
They will not go there.
Right.
And I go there.
Right.
When I walk into the building, they be like, everybody like surprised. You know? Like the directors are surprised. Like, damn, you actually
showed up.
Actually came, you know?
Right.
So that kind of stuff, man, you know, I'm in the business circuit, you know, around, you know, Houston, mostly in Houston, but I'm on that business circle big time, in that circuit big time, and people know me in those regards.
Right.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about business and separating, you know, what you did musically, and becoming a businessman, or maybe you were the whole time. Mm-hmm. When you let's just say when you left the Ghetto Boys and you were doing your solo thing, did you still have the passion to continue to rap, or were you trying to transition to doing more business, or were you kind of just doing it at the same time?
You know, really, the politics of the music industry is really what propelled me into business. Because at first, I was strictly about being the best rapper that I could be and playing my role as a ghetto boy to bring attention to Rap A Lot Records.
Mm-hmm.
And subsequently Houston and then the South in general. I wanted to make sure that people knew that we wasn't just consumers. We had something to say for real.
Right.
And I wanted to do my part. I just get in my lane and do my part.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to be like anybody. I didn't want to be like Jay. I didn't want to be like Brad. I didn't want to be like Bill. Or nobody. You know, it's like, this is Willie D.
Right.
And I'm finna be the coldest motherfucker on the planet. You know, when it come to keeping it real and putting it down. And, you know, sometimes I kept it too real because if somebody owed me money, you know, I went and got it.
Right,
you know,
right,
like I was serious about my money.
As you should.
Yeah, you know, so I couldn't draw the line between celebrity and my personal life. You know, like a lot of times when people see you on some type of celebrity level or whatever, they immediately think that they can take advantage of you and treat you a certain kind of way and be disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know, like, I'll come to their house for real. Like, I'll send people to their house, you know. Like, I would show up at that show you at, like, you think you safe.
Yeah.
I'll show up there, take you off that stage in front of your audience right there and get you. Right there. And with your bodyguards,
didn't care about
your
none
bodyguards
of that.
too.
Right.
Like, I got something for them too. Like, I would get everybody, you know? Like, that's how, you know, because I'm not disrespectful at all. Like, Like, I truly do respect people. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the biggest gangster in town or you're a little baby, you know, I'll respect you. Out the gate, off the rip, because I want my respect.
Absolutely.
And I know it's going to be trouble if I don't get it.
Right.
So I'm not going to give you a reason to be disrespectful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why all of these years you never heard anybody getting on no record saying nothing
crazy.
You never hear me saying crazy stuff. You know, about my peers, you know, because I really do respect my peers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't, there's certain things that I feel like if I got something to say, I say it to your face.
Right.
I ain't got to get on a record and say it, you know?
So, just to rewind the tape a little bit, your first album with the Ghetto Boys, what was that, 1989, your first? Was that, because you did three albums as part of the Ghetto Boys, right? Is that correct? Was it three albums with the Ghetto Boys?
Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because it was Grip It, right? And it was Ghetto Boys, and then it was the joint that had My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, right?
Right.
And that was 1991.
So I did like 5 or 6 of them.
Right. So you did 5 or 6 as part of the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
What was the turning point for you to decide you didn't want to be in the Ghetto Boys anymore? Like, what led to that?
The turning point was before I became a Ghetto Boy. I never wanted to be in a group.
You just you want to be solo off the rip.
I always wanted to be a solo artist.
Right.
Because I knew the complications that came with being in a group. I knew it from watching all of the movies. You know, watching the 5 Heartbeats. You know, I knew it from watching like all of the movies and hearing all of the stories, the legendary stories throughout the years about groups and how it's always that one dude at least. You always got at least one dude who just be tripping and ain't gonna make shit right. You know? So I was like, I don't want to be a part of something like that because I know if I get down on something, I'm going to be serious about it. And if I do it, I want to take it all away. I don't want to just do it and get off of it. I want to do it and create a legacy. Right. I don't want to just do it. I want to do it and try to be the best possible. I want people to say my name, you know, when they start talking about who the greatest is. Right. Who's the best to ever do it. I want my name to be mentioned. Right. You know, so I never wanted to be in a group. I became a Ghetto Boy member as a favor to Lil J. Okay. Everybody know that there's Jay Prince. Jay Prince. But I did that as a favor to Jay. Jay was like, I signed on as a solo artist. And
So you signed on to the label as a solo artist?
I signed on as a solo artist.
At Rap A Lot.
At Rap A Lot,
right.
Yeah. And see, they already had a version of the Ghetto Boys already.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that was Jukebox, Ready Red, and Prince Johnny C. They were the Ghetto Boys. Bushwick was on the cover of that album, the Making Trouble album.
Right.
But he wasn't an official member. He wasn't contracted.
Uh-huh.
He was just...
Work for hire, hanging out, whatever that is.
I just remember him in like a trench coat. I was like, who's the little guy in the trench coat?
Yeah.
Bill was gangster as hell, though.
Right.
So he was definitely gangster.
So
did you know him prior to, did you know him personally?
Uh-oh.
I knew Bill because me and Bill got into it before I signed the Rap.
How the hell did you get into it with him?
You know, well, let me finish this one and then let's come back to that.
Please.
So Jay come to me and was like, hey, man, I want you to write some songs for this new Ghetto Boys album.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote Let a Hoe Be a Hoe and Do It Like a Geo.
The whole song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote those songs, so Jay was like, yeah, I'm digging this. I like this. And everybody around him liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to the dudes in the group. He went to the guys. He was like, look, man, this is the direction I want to go with the group. You know, y'all can do it
or not,
or go solo.
Right.
But this is the direction I'm gonna take the group. Prince Johnny C was married at the time. He didn't want to be rapping on Let a Hoe Be a Hoe.
Right.
And Jukebox, who was gonna be still in the group as an MC, had some personal issues. He actually went to the studio with us on the first day to record the album, but he quit the second day in the studio. He quit because his girl told him he needed to get a real job.
Okay.
He quit. So when we hooked up, when Jay asked me, first of all, he asked me to be a member, and I said nope. Mm-hmm. And you know, he asked a few more times, and I was like nope. And then he was like, do it for me.
And that's what did it. Like, man, how am I say no?
You know, exactly.
Right.
Man, you know, one thing, Jay don't like it when I say this, but Jay is very manipulative.
Uh-huh.
You know, he can get his way. He don't like to say, he don't like when I say manipulative.
Right.
You know, I guess there's a negative connotation that goes with that a little bit. But I looked at it in a way like, I think, what's that word he liked to say? He liked to use persuasive or something like that. I can't remember. But whatever it was, you know, the bottom line was that he knows how to put words together to get what he wants.
To get what he wants, right.
Okay? So that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, how can I refuse a dude that's investing in my future?
Right.
Investing in my dream. I want to be a rapper.
Right.
He going to put the money up.
Yeah.
I can't turn that down.
Right.
Like, when he said it like that, I was like,
it's
man,
like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'll do it, right?
Right.
And so that's why I became a Ghetto Boy. That's why I joined the group. So then he was like, I got this. He was like, man, I got this dude from the South Side named DJ Action, who y'all know today as Scarface.
Right.
He was like, I got this dude named DJ Action on the South Side, man.
So Scarface was a DJ originally?
He started off as a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was rapping.
Right.
Too.
Had you heard of him prior to that? No.
So he was like, I got this dude named DJ Action on the South Side, and I want to put y'all, I want y'all to be the new Ghetto Boys. You, Action, and Jukebox. So it was going to be us three as the rappers, the new for the revamp group
of the Ghetto Boys.
The day that we went to start recording the album is the day I met Brad.
Wow.
So Jay come pick me up in the van. He picked me up in the Astro van. And he picks me up, and in the van is Brad, Beto, who was his producer. Ready Red is in the van. Bushwick Bill is in the van. Jukebox is in the van. And we rolling out to Jay's ranch to record the record. And that was the first day that I met Brad. And we get to the studio.
How How was that drive? What was that conversation like with everybody for the first time in the Astro van?
It wasn't. I mean, like we street dudes, so it ain't no big shit. You know, like it's like we on a mission. You know, it wasn't a bunch of. It wasn't like we were going to Disneyland.
Right.
It was like, man, we finna go and
do what we got to do. Yeah.
Make this record and get this money.
Right.
That's what the mentality was. So I don't recall a whole bunch of chatter.
Okay.
You know, it was just like getting the car. What's up, man? Okay, that's action. You know, that's Beto.
Yeah.
What's up, Red? You know, I knew Red. I knew Bill.
Right.
You know, what's up? And we off.
Right.
You know, so we get in. Jukebox, in fact, Jukebox quit. I think Jukebox quit. It was either the first day or the second day was when Jukebox quit. But he quit, and Bill was sitting around the studio drinking 40 ounces, like rapping Public Enemy songs. Yes, the Rebel. Without a pause, I'm lowering my level. And I looked at him, and a light came on. I was like, man, let's put Bill in the group. Let's make Bill the third Ghetto Boy, the rapper.
Right.
So everybody started laughing.
Right.
You know, I do a little joking and shit from time to time. So they was laughing. I was like, nah, you see how y'all just reacted? That's how the world gonna react.
Right.
I say, but the difference gonna be is that I'm gonna write Bill some gangsta ass shit. He gonna be the coldest motherfucker and they gonna respect it.
Right.
So I'm gonna write him some real cold shit and they gonna respect it. And Jay was like, well, what you think, Bill? And Bill was like, I don't know. I can try. So I took Bill downstairs to Jay's, to the kitchen and the breakfast area. We sat at the table, the breakfast table. We sat there, and I asked him some personal questions about himself. And I embellished it with what I thought it might be like to walk in his shoes. And I came up with Size Ain't Shit.
Right. Wow.
And I wrote that song in about 30 minutes. And in about 3 days, Bill recorded it and he nailed it. And that's how Bushwick Bill became a rapper. That's how he became a rapper. That's how he became a Ghetto Boy, official member.
So,
a quick question. Now, at that point, how long had you been writing songs?
Man, I started actually writing songs when I was like 10 years old, but like raps, 15. So at that point, I had been writing for about maybe 7 years.
Okay.
6 years.
And had you written for other artists prior to that?
Did I write for anybody before that? Yeah. See, when I first started, one of my real good friends, we would go out and compete in rap contests and stuff. So I would write his parts, and but it was not nowhere near on the level that I was writing for Bill.
Right.
Like I went in, I was on some historical shit with Bill. Like I was like, I want to make lyrics that's gonna live.
Right.
Like that was always my thing. Like to make music. Not make hits. Like I never tried to go in the studio and make hits. People come in the studio like, man, that's a hit. Like, man, that shit, because I understand the politics of hits and stuff. And, you got hits are determined by record sales,
right?
Radio spins and all that shit. I'm like, man, I just want to make music that's going to be around forever. I want to make a classic. I want to make classics. So if I'm talking about that damn clock. Okay, let's say Clock. The name of the song is fucking, Clock. Man, I'm finna make the coldest clock song you ever fucking heard. I'm just finna go in on this motherfucker. Right. Everything that it take to make that clock tick and everything associated with clocks and time, I am going to put in that fucking rhyme, and it's going to be almost like I'm not going to leave any wiggle room for anybody else to say anything else.
About that clock.
And not about that clock.
Right.
Like I am finna dissect that motherfucker.
Right.
That's what I do. I go in and like my idea is to make a classic. Something that you will never forget. That's why even though I may not have like the most stellar, but I don't have the most stellar solo career or anything like that. And a lot of times, people don't even say my name when they do speak of the greats, right? But they know my songs. Mm-hmm. They know my words. They know my lyrics. They know my quotes.
Right.
Like, I'm one of the most quoted hip-hop artists ever. Mm-hmm. Quoted. I'm talking about quotes. The shit that live. Like, I'm talking about, like, years later, motherfuckers be quoting it.
Yeah.
Like, right now, you know, there's a lot of artists, people sing their songs. They sing the rap, they go to the room, they singing it, but they're not quoting it in their everyday life.
Right.
You know, I'm talking about everyday life situations. This is shit people, when things happen in your life, you pull out a Willie D quote. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
There ain't a lot of artists out there that's got that. And I'm talking about the ones who got millions and millions and millions and millions of sales ain't got my quotes.
Right. So you write that for Bill. Did you then, once you saw that he was able to deliver your words, did you continue to write for him? Or was there ever, the whole time, did he ever start writing for himself? Or
No, Bill never wrote.
Never wrote.
He never wrote one song for the Ghetto Boys. I wrote most of it, and Brad wrote the rest. And well, not the rest, but Brad wrote, it was me, then Brad. And
wrote his stuff.
And then, as far as Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
Now, his solo, I don't know who the fuck was writing the solo stuff. I don't know who wrote what for solo. But
they have our answer.
For the Ghetto
Boys. It was myself, it was Brad, and then some other artists wrote a song here, a song there for him.
Right.
That's how it went.
Wow.
But I would say, like, you know, Ghetto Boys, I wrote probably, you know, probably 70-80% of everything came out of his head, out of his mouth, came out of my head.
Couple questions in regards to that. First, what did you think of Scarface when you first heard him rap?
He was dope.
That was it.
That was it.
Just dope.
Yeah, he was dope.
Right.
I didn't think, like, you know, this the greatest rapper ever. You know, living, it wasn't like that.
Right.
It was just like he dope.
He dope.
You know? He dope, and I was like, we gonna make a good team.
Right.
Yeah.
On the business side, so now when we're talking about your writing and publishing, and did you understand the publishing game did you get the amount of money that you should have as a writer on the publishing side? Not
in the beginning. Now, I didn't understand in the beginning. And if I had understood in the beginning, I probably wouldn't have got signed because. You know, it's very important that anybody out there, aspiring artists, hear what I got to say right now. Sometimes people get in these situations where, you know, it's important that you understand the business, but it's also important that you understand your value, your current market value. If you never sold a record, your market value ain't shit.
Nothing.
You know, okay, let's start like that.
Right.
You know, you can get emotional and say I'm the greatest ever and all that, and that's beautiful. You may be. But the thing is that it's very hard for you to put a price on something that you ain't never sold nothing, right? So sometimes people get in these situations where they feel like, man, I ain't let nobody fuck me. Ain't nobody gonna fuck me. Nah, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal. I ain't gonna do. And they have that type of mentality. So in their quest to not allow anybody to fuck them, they end up fucking themselves. They don't get no deal. You know, they just kill the whole thing because they so paranoid they gonna get fucked.
And at that point, you don't really know what your value is.
You really don't know what your value is. And, like, you know, for me, you know, it was a shitty contract. You know, it was a shitty contract, but I signed it and I agreed to the terms. And, you know, I took it to a lawyer. The lawyer told me it was a standard contract.
Wow.
I thought standard was good.
Right.
It's standard. I'm thinking to meet the standards. I ain't thinking this motherfucker just a regular ass contract. This is what you start off with, you know? So I jump out there and I do the deal. Now, the idea is this, like with contracts and shit, right? Like, once you establish yourself and now somebody can look at the numbers and say, this guy wrote this, he wrote this, I made this kind of money. And, you know, based on that shit, man, I'm willing to do something.
Right.
I'm willing to give you a little more. I know, you know. And look, man, you can't be mad about companies when a company gives you a contract and it favors the company heavily.
Yeah.
You can't be mad because every company is a business.
Absolutely.
And every single business, their goal is the bottom line. You're in business to make as much money
as you can
for yourself as you can,
right.
Not for everybody else.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck who the employees are. You know, Nobody complains about McDonald's paying people minimum wage. All over the world, they pay people minimum wage, and nobody says shit about it. They joke about it, but they never look at McDonald's as a villain. You know, but you know, let some rap executive, you know, pretty much any black person really pay somebody minimum wage. Oh, he's a crook. He's a crook. Watch out for him.
Right.
Watch out. You better watch out. You know, like I've never not respected Don King until recently, right? I've always looked at him as a businessman, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as a businessman, and he ain't doing no different than all these other cats. Because I know a lot of executives in boxing. You know, that's my sport.
Right.
I know a lot of people in boxing, and they all do it, and they do worse. And they've made a lot of fighters haven't made a fraction of the money with these other promoters as they have made with Don King. Now, did Don King give them everything they think they deserve? Man, nobody really gets everything they think they deserve, right? So my thing is that, like, you know, Ali had a $5 million payday with him, and I think Ali ended up with $2 million. You know, but he had never made $2 million to that point in his life. He had never made $1 million before. Before he fought, before Don King put him on.
Right.
But they made him the villain. So I never had this disdain for Don King like a lot of people have throughout the years until he started cooning over there with Trump and stuff. Now, when he started doing that, I was like, I lost all respect for him. You know, it's no coming back from that. Like, once you sell my people out, like, once you throw my people under the bus, once I know that you don't like black people, like you really hate black people,
right,
and you're doing things that are detriment for us overall, then I ain't got nothing for you. You know, I mean, you can't come back from that. Like Stephen A. can't come back. Charles Barkley, he been doing a lot of back butt dancing lately. You know, like trying to get off. He's been trying to back up. He can't come back.
So wow,
he's
now
too far gone. He can't come back.
Now Willie's going to a whole nother level,
taking away black cards.
Now, right, taking away black cards. It's funny because I had this conversation with Corey Holcomb, comedian,
my dude,
and Corey Holcomb,
my dude,
maybe about 2 weeks ago, and Corey Holcomb was talking about his issues with Stephen A. Smith. So I watch First Take every single morning. My TV stays on ESPN. And I say to Corey, I was like,
God
well,
bless you. But go ahead.
I have on many occasions heard Stephen A. Smith speak up for black men. So I was trying to, like, what was the actual problem, or what was the quote that you heard that you felt like Stephen A. Smith was out of line, or what did he say that made you feel that way? It wasn't
one particular thing. It's a pattern.
Okay.
Here's the pattern. White guy does something. Yeah. You know, that's such. And there's no really passion behind it when white guys make, you know, have these grievances, or they have infractions, right? Or they have missteps. They do something bad. There's never this anger and this passion that he has, you know, when he go in on black people.
Right.
Now, when it's black people, he's very, very, very aggressive in his criticism. Like, for instance, one of the biggest things that he did is like when Ray Rice, you know, put his hands on that girl,
right, in the elevator,
and he said, well, you know, women, you know, y'all gotta take some responsibility, you know, for how you react to men and deal with men and whatever. And them women went crazy on him. And one of them women who worked at ESPN in particular got on Twitter and called him out. That's his coworker. Called him out publicly on Twitter. That is totally against the rules. That's against ESPN policy. Right. That's against their workplace policy. But she called him out on Twitter.
Right.
She was wrong. He may have spoken out of turn, but she was double wrong for taking in-house
publicly,
taking in-house information public.
Right.
She was dead wrong.
Right.
And for airing him out in public. But did she get reprimanded? No. It was him that got reprimanded. He got a 2-week suspension. Them white folks allowed Stephen A. to clown black folks for years, and they never punished him, not one time. the minute the white girl stood up and said, I got a problem with this food,
they suspended him.
They suspended him just like that. And not only did he accept the suspension, but he came back with his tail tucked. and he basically was like begging for forgiveness.
Right.
And I'm sorry. And he never to this point have done that for any black guy that he criticized. I haven't seen him do it. I mean, he really was really apologetic. He wasn't sincere, but he was very apologetic.
Right.
And so he went on with the Dog and Pony Show. So I'm saying this, like, if you're gonna at any point, if you're gonna be that stand-up dude that I thought he was, because I was a fan at first too. I'm like, ooh, I like this brother. Tell it like it is, bro.
Right.
I like that boy. Brother, man. Tell it like it is. Yeah, that boy, that articulate. You know, he's sharp. You know what I'm saying? And he say what it is. I always thought he was just really, really honest.
Yeah.
But I started studying him, and I started seeing that pattern. And once I see that pattern, it doesn't matter how much I'm pulling for you. I got to call you what you are.
Right.
You know, like, hey, man, as much as I love my cousin, you know, I got cousins who are haters on me. They haters. And I had to call them out and tell them what it is. I just can't fuck with you no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't fuck with you no more. I see what you really are.
Right.
And yeah, nigga, you know, I love you and everything, but I probably won't attend your funeral if you beat me. You know, I probably won't attend your funeral. And you know, if you die, I probably feel some type of way, but not enough to cry.
Right.
You know? And that's how I feel about Stephen A. You know,
right?
You know, he died. You know, I'll be like, oh man, that's cold. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna be like, no kind of remorse. Ain't no tear gonna drop or nothing like that. I'm gonna look at it as a victory for black people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because see.
And I'm telling you, I watched Stephen A. Smith religiously.
Either you for us or you against us, man. Either you helping or you hurting. It ain't no in between with that, man.
All right. So, question: when you're in a structure like that, a big company, ESPN, Disney, whatever it is, and don't you feel that even though you have principles and you have to stand up for what it is you believe, but there is a certain way that you still got to operate, because you can't just go in there. I mean, you can, but you may lose your job if you go in there and you articulate your way in a way that maybe they don't want to hear, or it's against not company policy, but you may, you know, if you see an injustice, there's still a certain way that you have to articulate that.
That's
you
true.
Can't just come in there on some, yo, white people.
That's true. But that's true. But if you're gonna be aggressive, if you want to take somebody down, man, don't take us down. We've been injured enough.
Right. You know I agree with that. You know, absolutely.
We've suffered enough.
I agree.
We got enough enemies. You know, it's really is us against the world, man.
Right.
For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody
and
hates
especially now with this administration.
Listen, man, let's be honest, man. I hate to say this. I got an 18-year-old son, right? I got to raise. And I got to tell him the hard truth. And he got a lot of white friends that he grew up around and he went to school with. And they still friends to this day. But I got to tell him, they're going to treat you different. You know what I'm saying? These people look at you differently, you know? And they hate us. We are the most hated people on the planet for no reason of our own.
I agree.
And we ain't do a motherfucking thing to earn it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they have figured out a way to make the fucking world hate us. So all over the world, it's people that fucking literally hate us who have never had any experiences with us.
That's the craziest thing, because when you look
at that television and say, oh, this, you know. And then the crazy thing about it, I've been all over the world. So when I go places and people get around me for a few minutes,
and you're like, this is not what we thought.
Just a few minutes.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about days and months and shit. I'm talking about just a few minutes. They'd be like, wow.
We thought you were something else.
Damn. So you're not a savage. You're not going to steal my purse, right?
Right.
You're not going to kill me. You're not going to stab me. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to run up in my house. No, I'm watching now, motherfucker. I'm watching you. Make sure you don't run up in my house.
Right.
You know, like, so we have enough enemies, man. We already have enough enemies. So if you're not helping us, you're hurting us. And that's just what it is, man. And I have no love for that dude. I have no love for people like Charles Barkley, who go hard on black people but give everybody else a pass. He's very easy. They're very light. In fact, they are hitmen for white supremacy. See, they say the things that the executives at Fox and ESPN and Turner, the people at TNT can't say. The executives, trust me, they want to say the same thing.
Or maybe that's what they're thinking.
They want to say the same thing, but they say, you know what, I'll get the black guy to say it, and then that way the message gets out, and then we still get the black folks' money, and we talk about them like shit. We still get their money, and the black guy is saying it, and that'll keep up enough confusion where they won't say that we're racist, because, hey, we're hiring a black guy, and we're paying him. We can't be racist. But you're paying him to put a hit piece out on black folks every day.
Right.
So he putting hit pieces out on the black folks every day. And he ain't the only one. They got some female new sportscasters over there, too, doing the same thing.
Over at ESPN.
ESPN.
So Carrie Champion is over there?
Same thing.
I thought it was the other chick that was like that.
Sage Steele.
Black community got
Jameel Hill.
Pay attention.
Jameel Hill.
Pay attention. Yeah, Jameel Hill. Yeah. Yeah.
But now Jameel Hill did get in trouble.
Let me tell you, man.
For speaking up, right?
Yeah.
Jameel Hill did get in trouble for speaking up when she went on.
Speaking up about what?
What was that she spoke about? She was suspended for like 2 weeks.
She called Trump out.
She called Trump, right? It was against the president. Right.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
Yeah. But when did she get suspended or reprimanded for speaking down on black men? Never. Has never happened. Nobody gets suspended for speaking down on black men. Okay?
I hear you.
So, again, we're already like getting smashed everywhere we go, dude.
Yeah.
Every turn, we getting hit. Like we some fighting motherfuckers. Right? And we still got to deal with these people that, and look, man, I didn't want to not like Jameel Hill. In fact, out the gate, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt. In fact, it was people talking about her bad before I ever said anything, before I ever spoke any type of ill on her or whatever. I was wondering, man, what these dudes talking about? One thing I try to avoid is messy shit. So right. I don't want, she said that. I ain't the dude that, well, she said this. So I'm not the dude who be on YouTube and you see the title, such says, such ain't nothing, and such said he better pay up.
And you just run with that.
I don't look at that shit. I don't click on them type of videos.
Right.
Like, that don't interest me.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff that go on when people are bickering and they have these beefs and stuff like that, I don't even know about unless it's just blasted in my face and somebody just put it right in my face. I won't even know about it. And a lot of times I still don't even react to it. Mm-hmm. But when you attack black men, when you attack us, especially when I'm out here championing your cause, you know what I'm saying? Like I ride for black women. I ain't no Captain Save-A-Ho by no means, but I ride for black women for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real, I ride for them. So, you know, I just expect the same thing in return, but I think that we all need to ride for each other.
Indeed.
Because we got for real, man. It's like the black dudes out there that be trying to shit on the black women and saying, oh, black women ain't shit, but they love these injured, emotionally hurt motherfuckers. You know, they need more than a hug. They need to be drugged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these dudes, they think they're smart when they go out and they talk about black women. They think they look smart. They think it makes them look intelligent. And, I don't fuck with black women and this is that. They think it makes them look smart, but they really look stupid. They have no idea how stupid they look. The hate, the essence in which you come from.
Absolutely.
Nigga, you got to be the most retarded motherfucker
right.
that ever lived. But you got dudes out there that say stupid shit like that, right? And you got stupid ass black women out there who say stupid shit about black men. Like, how did you get here? You know what I'm saying? Go down, look at your roots. Check out your roots. Oh, and you got a black son, but you hate black men. So how can you raise that boy? What you gonna give him?
Son? Right.
How can you give him something you ain't got? You ain't got love for black males. You ain't got love for black men. So how can you raise him to be a black man when you hate black men?
And a black man,
you're gonna raise him to be something else.
Right.
You're gonna try to raise him to be something he is not.
And that's why you got a lot of these little boys running around here acting like they mamas.
Whoa.
Because she hate black men.
Yeah.
So she gonna try to raise them to be something else.
Right.
I'd rather you be like me. You know,
I
a lot
mean,
of them would
wow,
rather
that's true,
a
but
lot
that's
of them would
true.
rather see their son.
That's true.
A lot of them would rather see their son be 1,000% effeminate than to be a man and stand up for himself on any type of level. I mean, like, they wouldn't want to see their boy. They'd rather their son not see one day in jail. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather him be, act like a girl than to spend one night in jail, for a bar fight.
Right.
And they're like, so they take all the aggression out of him. You know, they take all of the, this is natural. It's natural for men to be aggressive.
Right.
This shit is natural.
Right.
But they're trying to make it seem like it's not natural. They're trying to make it seem like, men, but you got to understand who's writing these articles. You know, who is writing these articles? Who is behind these media conglomerates? What type of dudes are behind this? You know, they have an agenda.
Okay, so I was going to ask that question. So with that being said, what do you think the agenda is?
The agenda is to destroy the black family.
To destroy
and
the
to do
black
everything,
family.
and I know we doing, any way you can. You know, if you can get the motherfuckers, you can drop the drugs off in the neighborhood and get the mamas and the daddies on crack, then you're going to have the kids raising themselves. You know, if you can get the daddy out the house and get him on some kind of charge, any kind of charge, put him in the jail, then you got the house is free to be raped and pillaged. Mama can't protect herself. The son, he's too young. He's 15 years old trying to fight this grown-ass man coming into the house, pushing his mama around, slapping his mama around. He trying to be a man too fast. Mama can't feed everybody, so son get out there and try to do it. Now he got a jacket just like his daddy, and he in a cage right there sitting next to him. This type of shit. You got the girls jumping out there too early. She trying to escape her situation. She don't want to struggle anymore. So some dude give her promises of wealth and luxury, and next thing you know, he going upside her head and she taking shit off of him that she would never take off him had she been raised and coached by a daddy. You get the black man out of the house, and you can do what you want to do to the black family.
Right.
But they are making it seem like that's natural for the black man to be out of the house. That is cool and it's comfortable. They're trying to make them comfortable. And all of these women, they're seeing it. The women that are honest with themselves, they see it. There's many women out there that are stubborn, just like you got stubborn men. You know, they're stubborn and they're gonna pay the price. And they will pay the price. Because anytime you take out the natural order of something, you're going to have chaos. And we don't have a natural order in our family right now. The natural order is gone. And these dudes that think it's cool to live off of women, eat off of women and shit, let me tell you something, man. For every dollar that she put up, in your name, you lose a little bit of your manhood. Now, she might not tell you that until it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you piss her off and she tell you, just give me my key back. You know what I'm saying? She'll tell your ass that.
Right.
You'll get it one day. Like these dudes who thinking it's cool. Like, let me tell you, I was reading a story, I covered a story where Mary J. Blige's husband asked for another $35,000.
Yeah, we were talking about that, or can do.
Okay, yeah. So he asked for another $35,000 a month, right? So it was 30. He already getting 30,000. He went back and asked for 35,000 more dollars. Some dudes like, yeah, man, they want equal rights. Man, let's face it, man. Ain't never gonna be equal rights in this country. It's always gonna be double standards. It's always gonna be that way. It's always gonna be double standards. And some things, I'm gonna tell you, some double standards I'm kind of cool with. I'm kind of cool with not eating off of a woman. Because I think when a man eat off of a woman, not only does it make him less than a man, but it takes his drive away. Like you cannot go out and be great if you eating off of a woman. You can't go out and create something great and be great if you're eating off of a woman. She can be great,
right?
But you'll never be great. And so there's certain things that, he call me old school or whatever, I take that.
Right.
But that's a W in my book.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a different generation right now.
Wow. Man, we got deep real quick, didn't we? Goodness gracious. So let's get back to because I was really intrigued just in regards to your business, you know, the savviness of what you know business wise outside of music. Mm-hmm. Where are you now in other things that you have going on outside of the music? And for, you know, are you still driven to do music right now? Like, do you still have the drive to do that?
You know, you was talking about that, and I'm going to tell you what's crazy, man, is that I got so much art in me. Like, creatively, like, I can write any kind of song. Like, I got a lot of range when it comes to writing. You know, I can write about relationships. You know, I can write about the street life. I can write about politics. You know, I can write about mental health. You know, I've really, like, I know a whole lot of people, and I've experienced a lot of things, and I read a lot of books, right? So, and I do a lot of reading, right? So I got a lot to say, but it's like the way the game is, the way music is, the politics of the game, it's like it really does beat you fucking down,
right?
Man. It makes you just like, man, you know, like if it was not for the politics, man, I probably have 40 albums out right now, and I only have like 6. But I love music. I love writing. It's a great escape. I could do it, really, really do it. But I don't do it because I don't like the idea of making great music and it not being heard. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not that dude that just want to just make the music. Well, I'm just going to make it and I don't care if it gets heard. And no, I'm not that dude. Then it costs money to make music.
Right.
So I ain't into just spending money. That's not a hobby to me. Music is not a hobby to me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a way of life. You know, so it does take away a lot of the passion for me, the politics of it. Mm-hmm. You know, I wish it wasn't like that, man. Because, I mean, even the Ghetto Boys, the catalog would be so much deeper. Like, I know for a fact I'm a beast right now. I'm in beast mode. I got Coon 3 finna come out in a minute.
Uh-oh.
You know, so, you know, I'm in beast mode, and I know Brad actually hit me up a couple of days ago. He said he want to get back in the studio and do an album, but
whoa,
yeah.
Whoa.
So who knows?
Because he's out here. I think he was just on tour, and he was touring with like a live
show like last week.
Yeah, with a live band. And are you? Will, do you do a lot of performing still?
Nah,
not at all.
Nah.
You don't? Do you miss that? Do you miss? Okay, we understand the writing aspect, but do you miss on stage with the mic in your hand?
Yeah.
Thousands of folks, you do miss that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that you do you get, like, I'm sure folks hit you up to perform and you just don't want to do it?
Yeah,
or,
I mean, it just depends on what it is.
What it
like
is.
when somebody call me up and say they want to do a show, and they talking about, like, man, you know, why don't you come to Alabama? I ain't going to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to Alabama. You know, like, you know, I don't feel like, you know, the people in that state, you know, I feel like they're so far behind, man. Mm-hmm. They just stuck.
Right.
You know, it's like a whole bunch of Donald Trump's relatives live in that motherfucker. Uh-huh. So why go? Why go there?
Uh-huh.
You know?
Uh-huh.
I'm just not going.
Right.
I'm not doing that. So it just depends on what it is.
Okay.
You know, I like to be comfortable when I move around. I'm not a diva by no means. Like, on my rider, you know, my rider is real simple.
It's not like only green M&Ms. And
nah, my rider is real simple. You know, a hotel, you know, 5-star hotel, you know, first class flight, and give me my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
My money.
That's it.
Man, I'm cool.
Right.
Like, I don't need all that extra stuff. I don't.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I'm finna go in here. I'm not gonna get a promoter any problems. You know, we gonna be on time. You know, Get on that stage on time. You ain't got to be looking for me. You ain't got to come find me. I'm going to find you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to get up there and take care of my business and get on off that. I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to get these people their money's worth because I know they ain't seen a good show in a long time.
Right.
So I'm finna give it to them.
So there's a possibility, maybe, of you and Scarface getting back in the studio, maybe.
Yeah. And if it happens, it's going to be like ridiculous because he still, I don't even want to say still got it. It's like he never, it's not even a question.
Right.
You know, like, so he got it. I got it. We always had it. And like, and one thing about us, like, man, it don't matter how much time passed. Man, this is like magic. When we get in the studio, it's like, it just turn on. It's like, bam. It's like we been knocking them out. We like, damn, boy, you dope, boy.
Right.
Yeah, you dope, boy. Damn, boy, you said that. They be like that.
Right.
It's like that, dog.
Wow.
Like, and it's easy. It's like an easy thing. It's like, that music be coming out, man.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were doing your solo stuff, and you were on Ichiban, right? Was that Ichiban? Was that the label?
No. They were distributing me. I was on my own label.
You were on your own label, distributed by Ichiban.
Yeah, Wise Up.
So when you were doing a lot of your solo stuff, you were still, how was your relationship still with the guys in Ghetto Boys? It was always cool.
Nah.
No, it wasn't.
Nah, when I was doing my solo stuff, when I first left,
yeah.
Nah. It wasn't always cool, but me and Brad got back cool faster than anybody else.
Right.
So, in fact, it was a chance encounter at the studio, really. Me and him had been using the same studio, and we ran into each other at the studio. He was like, man, Willie, let's put this shit back together, man. And I was like, man, stop playing. Because his ass his nigga will shoot you a blank.
Right.
I was like, stop playing, man. He's like, Willie, you crazy.
Right.
Nah, let's do it. I'm serious, man. Let's do this shit, man. Let's do it. And I would say, well, shit. All right, well, shit. All right. He was like, man, well, I'm going to holler at Jay, man, and see what's up. So he hit me back, and he was like, man, Jay want to do it, man. He want to talk to you. So we set up a meeting, and I went over to the compound, and we sat down, man, and settled our differences like men.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. If that does happen, where's little Bushwick? Where's Bushwick Bill?
Bill around, man. Bill will be there.
Okay.
Like Bill down.
Right.
Down,
right. That would be so monumental right now. I mean,
we need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tribe got back together, when they did that last album, and I just think just the respect that the hip hop rap community has for Ghetto Boys is that would be so dope if we could get that back together.
It's real cool to hear you say that, man, because I don't think if we wouldn't have put in the work that we put in, you wouldn't be saying that. So
yeah.
It's like, that's why it was important to me to rap like I had a gun to my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, you better say some dope shit. I'm gonna kill your ass right now. Like that's how I rap. Like I rap like I got a gun to my head.
I know. I hear it. I be like,
yeah.
Yo, Willie is very mad.
Like, because the thing is like, you make this music, man. Like, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, right? True. So it's like, so you got that, and then it's like, people can easily forget about you. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
So you got that dichotomy working at all times when you're trying to make music. And so that's why it's important to go in there like, this is my last song that I'll ever make. This could be the last recording that anybody ever hears from me. I got to make it count. So that's how I go in.
Right.
Every single song.
Right.
I don't care if it's a guest appearance. Some people like to take breaks on other people's records.
You trying to get them.
I don't.
Right.
I don't take no breaks.
Right.
I go in.
Right. AM Caffeine Show, Willie D in the damn building, dude.
Legend.
Willie's out here in L.A. making some moves that obviously he can't really tell us too much, but he just out here getting some business done.
Some business.
Yeah. How often do you come to L.A., Willie?
You know, what's funny is that my sister was living here a couple years ago, and I used to come out here frequently. But after she moved, I stopped coming out here. So I hadn't been out here in 2 years up until November of last year.
Okay.
So I came for my birthday weekend.
When's your birthday?
November 1st.
Scorpio.
Scorpio. That's my father's birthday.
We're all Scorpios. Yeah.
Real talk.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was here for the Growlers Festival. Ghetto Boys performed in Long Beach.
Wow. How did I miss that?
How did I miss that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a show, man. We put it together, man, and it was.
I know that was crazy.
It was crazy, man, because everybody went to work. Bill had a stellar night. It's always cool to see Bill go into his, like when Bill really get wired up, it's really like on, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be really on. He was wired that night.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Getting your morning started the right way with the AM Caffeine Morning Show.